New York City in 1776 was a city on the brink of history. The American Revolution, a conflict that would redefine a continent, was raging. New York found itself at the very heart of this struggle. It was a city of bustling ports, diverse communities and simmering tensions. As British forces gathered in the harbor, the fate of the Revolution and the future of New York City hung in the balance. The outcome of the impending battle would determine not only the city's fate, but also have far-reaching consequences for the fledgling nation. New York was strategically vital. Its harbor was a gateway to the interior, and its control was paramount. The Continental Army, led by General George Washington, understood the stakes. They braced for the inevitable confrontation. August 27, 1776, dawned hot and humid over Long Island. The fields and hills, soon to be scarred by battle, lay quiet. Unbeknownst to the Continental Army, British forces under the command of General William Howe had landed on the island's western shore. Their objective seized control of New York City. The stage was set for the largest battle of the American Revolution. Washington's army, though determined, was outnumbered and outmaneuvered. The British, with their superior naval power and experienced troops, launched a surprise attack. The fighting was fierce, particularly around the areas known as Battle Hill and Gowanus Creek. Despite the valiant efforts of American soldiers, the day belonged to the Redcoats. The Battle of Long Island ended in a resounding British victory. The Continental Army, suffering heavy casualties, was forced to retreat under the cover of darkness. Their escape across the East River, shrouded in fog and aided by loyal fishermen, was a feat of daring and desperation. It saved the army from complete annihilation. The defeat was a severe blow to American morale. New York City, the prize the British had coveted, lay vulnerable. Washington, though disheartened, rallied his troops. He knew the war was far from over. The fight for independence would continue, but the loss of New York would have lasting consequences. With the fall of New York, the city was plunged into a period of British occupation that would last for 7 years. For many New Yorkers, it was a time of profound uncertainty and hardship. The city, once a symbol of colonial defiance, was now under the dominion of King George III. British troops, a visible reminder of the occupation, were a constant presence. The city's social fabric was torn as loyalties were tested. Those who remained faced a stark choice: swear allegiance to the crown or face the consequences of rebellion. Families were divided, neighbors turned against each other, and the revolution's human cost became all too real. Section 5. Loyalist Haven, Slave Refuge. The British occupation had a profound impact on the city's diverse population. Loyalists, those who remained faithful to the crown, flocked to New York seeking protection. The city became a haven for those who had been persecuted for their political beliefs in other colonies. At the same time, enslaved Africans saw an opportunity in the chaos of war. The British, eager to undermine the rebellion, offered freedom to any slave who escaped to their lines. Thousands of enslaved people risked everything for a chance at liberty, making their way to New York City in search of a new life. Section 6. The Fires of Change, Reshaping New York. The British occupation was a tumultuous period marked by hardship and uncertainty. Tragedy struck the city just days after the British took control. A devastating fire, whether by accident or design, ripped through the city, consuming nearly a quarter of its buildings. The Great Fire of 1776 left a scar on New York, both physically and psychologically. Amidst the destruction and upheaval, the seeds of change were being sown. The revolution had ignited a spirit of independence that extended far beyond the battlefield. New Yorkers, even those facing oppression, were emboldened to challenge the status quo. The city, tempered by fire and conflict, was emerging as a crucible of a new nation. Section 7. A capital is born. New York takes center stage. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially ended the American Revolutionary War. The British withdrew from New York City, and the city, scarred but defiant, began its journey to recovery and reinvention. In a testament to its resilience and symbolic importance, New York City was chosen as the first capital of the newly formed United States of America. Federal Hall on Wall Street became the seat of government. It was here that George Washington took his oath of office as the first president of the United States. The Bill of Rights, a cornerstone of American democracy, was also drafted in New York City during this period. For a brief but pivotal time, New York City was the center of a young nation finding its footing. Section 8. Legacy of Revolution, a city transformed. The Battle of Long Island, though a defeat for the Continental Army, was a turning point in the American Revolution. It galvanized American resolve and demonstrated the stakes of the conflict. For New York City, the battle and the subsequent occupation left an indelible mark. The city had endured hardship, division, and transformation. The revolution had forged a new identity for New York. It had transitioned from a colonial outpost to a symbol of American independence. The city's spirit of resilience, its diversity, and its unwavering pursuit of liberty were testaments to the transformative power of the revolution. Section 9. Conclusion. Echoes of Long Island. As we reflect upon the Battle of Long Island and its aftermath, we are reminded of the sacrifices made and the ideals fought for during the American Revolution. New York City, at the heart of this struggle, emerged stronger and more determined. The echoes of that pivotal battle continue to resonate, shaping the city's character and reminding us of the enduring legacy of the American Revolution.